Welcome back to MBE. It is Sunday, so Sunday sometimes is changeover day. So last week we were running valley trays and the spacers and everything that go with the valley trays. So we were running those all week to finish an abundance of jobs. So I can't begin to tell you how many went out, but it's a great week. We got a lot done, so we should have a lot of happy customers because we got a lot of stuff out. Guys have been doing a great job. All the valve orders, we had a bunch of valve orders come in, and that allows us to get everything finished. Typically we try to stay ahead of the valve orders, but really the valve companies are starting to keep up with us, which makes it so we can get things out quicker also. So we talked about the A460s. You can see how much more popular they become, with especially with all the truck pullers running these and seeing the power difference when they switch to our head. This is a performance-based business, and if we don't do better than somebody else, we do not sell things, period. This is performance-based. That's why we're always updating things and trying to keep moving, and hire great people to make sure that all of this comes together as one. Luckily for us, we have, knock on wood, very little turnover, and that's what makes things go well here, because common minds making horsepower. Okay, so this is a set right here. This is a set of SC1s. It's an old set of SC1s. They just needed to be resurrected. So another customer, they just didn't want to buy rockers. They want to be able to run good in X275. So we did a complete update for this. This has got copper beryllium seats we put in it, updated that. We updated the chamber, the exhaust port, the valve job, the intake port. We've updated this whole head. So now they'll have something that'll run really, really well in that class. And then they asked for O-rings, so we O-ring the intake and exhaust flanges. But some of the disadvantages of the older technology are you have 8 fasteners holding the rocker bar on, where the new small block Ford cast head using CID's raw casting that we make 3 or 4 different programs out of, has 32 fasteners, so 4 times as many fasteners holding the rocker bar on to make sure it's stiff. Also, you can use a 1/2-inch push rod with the newer stuff, but you know, that's how things evolve. That's what's so great about being involved in some of this, is that if you're going to stay on top, you better be creative and you better be looking at things to give people an advantage. So there we go. But they're going to have a really nice set of heads for sure. They'll definitely make some power with those. Which way?
Where we want to go?
Let's go this way. This way. So this is a set of big 9s right here. So you can see they've been machined for hat washers here. So we have the press-in hat washers. You can kind of see the step here. So we have a really nice hardened washer. You can't gall it. They are extremely hard. It's the same material, same heat treat and everything we used on the top fuel head. So they're a little bit more money, but they are way better for sure. So these are on here because we typically don't do this row in the CNC machine. So Dave put tape on the decks, and then he'll do these in the manual mill, and then Dave will press all of these in, and then this head will probably be just about ready for assembly. It looks like it's finished. So big 9, standard intake port, I can tell from that. And then it has, oh shoot. Yeah, this is actually a U set. You wouldn't know by looking at it, but this is a U set, so that's pretty cool. Kind of gives you an idea of how the work is when it leaves here. It looks like a brand new set of heads, and this is a U set. So these are just in here for the hat washers, valve job service, and these will go on Corey's 632 Pro 632 car that they have. One of the ones that they have. So these are finishing up right here. And then this is a salt flat deal here. So it has a power adder on it, and salt flat, you know, I don't know how many minutes they run, but it's pretty significant. And they have to go both directions. So this one just didn't make it the full. I think it's 3 miles. If I'm wrong, no offense, promise you. So we've welded all the decks up. We're putting the top fuel hoops in, the stainless hoops, and then we put a couple seats in this to do the repair work. And then we're going to re-soften the chambers, so all that weld will go away. You can tell Ian does such an exceptional job welding. There's no porosity, nothing. So when these get the soft chamber put back in them, you won't even see any of the weld. You won't be able to tell at all. So this job's just about finished. Ian will probably tidy this up by Tuesday, and we'll have another set out the door for them. And then let's go over here, please. Well, let's just do the shipping phase. All right, so we've got a bunch of shipping that we've been doing. This stuff's going to Australia. So this is billet small block Chevy heads, HRE intake, steel T&D rockers. This is a pretty nice setup. So this would be 400 cubic inch, 10,006, 10,800 RPM, normally aspirated. So that's what we have here. And of course we have all the boxes back there that are ready to go. So this pallet should leave by Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe.
Monday the appointment's for.
Yeah, and you can see we've been busy with shipping and everything. Like I said, the guys have been doing good. The vendors have been doing great. Yeah, can't thank them enough. Can't do it without everybody. Yeah, you cannot do everything in this deal. So, anyway, so let's go over here, babe. Here first. So we talked about this deal before. This is Mr. Schwieger's stuff. So we're getting everything finished for this. This job will leave probably, hopefully by Friday or Monday of next week. So this is a drag week thing. So, you know, they drive 300 miles. So we'll have all the newer spring technology on it. Nice thing about when you do drag week, and if you use MBE, you get a 18 fastener rocker bar, one piece, so the valve train stable that you can run 1/2-inch push rods, not 7/16 push rods. The reason why that is important in the valve train is when you go from 7/16 to 1/2 inch, the push rod is 92% stiffer. If we can keep the push rod stiffer, we can control the loft of the lifter over the cam, and when we can control the loft of the lifter, the valve train is stable and it makes more power because the valve isn't bouncing when it comes down. So thanks to Joe Hornick and all of his new technology, really has changed the endurance industry with that inch 310 spring, where we can run 900 lift. Who would have thought that? Endurance, 900 lift, and go drive this thing 10,000 miles. So things like this, 1/2-inch push rod. The reason why the 1/2-inch push rod is important, when you go from a 7/16 push rod, which is what typical big blocks will only let you do, and you go to 1/2 inch, it's 92% stiffer when you go from 7/16 to 1/2 inch. And the reason why that's important, all we want to do is control the loft of the lifter as it goes over the nose of the cam. When you make the push rod stiffer like this, it allows you to control that. And when you control that, you don't have valve train failures. And when you have the technology of the new valve spring with the lighter spring, smaller, that actually controls the lifter better than the heavier springs for the endurance applications, then you have something. So that's that right there. So this job will be finishing up. And then just normal A460 stuff, like I said, has become very, very popular. So, and we'll continue to do our homework on all of that. Always updating things, because we have to. And then this is a job right here. So this is a street and strip deal. This is for a Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Ferguson's from the Richmond area. So this stuff is here. He's going to put a turbo on this. So he's going to put an elbow on here. He picked up this stuff. It's a little bit older. But what's nice about him for the street is that it's a symmetrical headed. So, well, I shouldn't say that. It's not. Never mind. But so this manifold will get completely ported. It will be pounds lighter when we finish it. And then he'll put his elbow on there with the turbo, and he will have a really kick-ass little street deal for sure. That thing will be fun. I think him and his wife will have a really good time with that. And then you can see the billet intake stuff over there. We're getting ready to make another run of the Dominators. We ran low on those, so we're making another run of these. So we'll have those going probably, I would say, next week or so. We'll make another run of about a dozen of those. And then let's come back here, Mr. Biggs. So these are finished CID heads here. So they haven't been valve jobbed yet. They're in line right now so they can get the valve guides honed. So we'll get all of that finished, and these will be valve jobbed, CC'd and decked, and these will leave. So these will probably leave out of here, I would guess, by Wednesday. Guys will knock this work out for sure. It's not like we rush. We don't rush anything when I say that, but the guys just do good work, and we try to have the best machinery that we can to do everything. You're only as good as the tools that you have and the people. So try and do that. And then more stuff in line here just to hone guides. That's what this stuff is in here for. This job's probably, I think we're just waiting on intake valve or exhaust valves, and that job will leave too. That job is really close to leaving. So hopefully next week that one will leave for Mr. Ty. And then that's a big 9 power adder application. It's a blower. I can't remember if it's I think it's a roots blower. So, oh, it is a roots blower. That thing's going to be kick-ass. So, the idea of doing that with a really exceptional roots blower and everything is that he'll have something that hopefully will outrun what I call the Brad Anderson platform, which is the most successful, really, drag racing engine platform ever, where a big block Chevy will actually run or outrun that. So that's pretty cool right there. And then we'll come in here. This is a set of heads for Tom Hammonds, the NBA basketball player, former first round pick. So what we've done here, his heads are in here for updates. So we've updated the cylinder heads. You can see that's finished. We're supposed to have valves here maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, so Tom will be happy to hear that when he watches the video, if he watches the video. But updates are completely finished. You can see the valve job on the epoch, the workmanship that you get. So, yeah, this is some nice work right here. Ian did this update. Of course, what's nice about here, it's not just Ian. Everybody gets involved in what the update is going to be in the file end, and then we put all that into it. So you might have 3 or 4 people putting input in there just to make sure we don't forget anything or leave anything on the table. So we have that. I got some Brodex LS heads in here for service. So those are finished. Almost look like a brand new head when they're finished. So that stuff is done. So these will go together Monday or Tuesday. We have the springs for those now. Conventional heads in here for a customer just to be serviced. And then we have this is some of like the Sonny's Hemi stuff right here. That's real popular in the truck pull world for, I don't know, 20 years. I mean, Sonny Leonard did a hell of a job creating this platform. Pretty awesome. When you can do something like that and be that successful, that's really something to be proud of. And Sonny Leonard is definitely missed because he was one of the true I don't know, just really smart. So, but these are in here for update. Like we say, everything eventually, it evolves. So these are in here for update. So we'll get all this stuff going. We do really good at these updates. As far as power-wise, we usually do 2 or 3 sets a year. It's pretty common. So we have that, and then 4 500 bore space billet heads right here. So this is a set we're finishing up right now, and this is for. These are going overseas, so I can't remember exactly what that was for. I think a boat thing. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then John DeYoung stuff, just waiting on valves, which we're supposed to have maybe next week. So we'll have that finished too. This is a billet head. This is Jeff Proc's customer. So we have the repair finished, just waiting on an Inconel valve. So and then this will be done here. And that is it. That's it for this week at MBE. Everybody have a great week. Thanks for joining us.